Welcome to my first Melbourne transport video. I'm going to take you from North Brighton Station to the new Anzac Station in two ways: a scenic ride along the Sandringham Line and a city route via Flinders Street and Tram 67. You'll see some of the stations along the way with window views of the suburban lines and St Kilda Rd, followed by the modern Anzac Station and the nearby Shrine of Remembrance. The entrance to North Brighton Station has an interwar design with Art Deco influences. This station is on the Sandringham Line and serves the Bayside suburb. Originally part of the suburban expansion in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, stations like North Brighton were created to connect the coastal communities with the city and to help prosper the lives of both the commuters and local businesses. Over the decades, the layout of similar stations have remained mostly unchanged. Just a simple platform, a shelter and signage, while services and infrastructure have been gradually modernised. The Sandringham Line itself is an important inner suburban link. Today it's served primarily by Siemens Nexus trains, which are the main rolling stock, and sometimes by Comeng trains. The trains are designed for short to medium suburban runs. They are mostly reliable and are all built to move people efficiently across short distances. I'm always fascinated by the overhead wires pulsing past, which I know power every journey. To catch the 67 tram, I get off at Elsternwick. This station opened in 1859 and today operates at ground level with an island platform and is labelled as a premium station on the Sandringham Line. And as a premium stop, it is start for most of the day. When you walk the ramp exit toward Glen Huntly Road, the Route 67 tram runs immediately outside the station. The tram stop has a short level crossing connection across the road, both stops for the city and Carnegie. This is a Z3 tram, a familiar single car tram that has been running in Melbourne since the late 1970s. Inside you'll find a mix of forward-facing seats and side benches that provide seating and space for standing passengers, and with slightly large windows. The B2 class trams are also used, and occasionally the A class, but mostly Z and B class on this specific line. This part of Brighton Road has shops, some light industry, cafes and low-rise housing. Shop fronts and awnings open onto the pavement, alternating with small apartment buildings and trees. Traffic runs alongside the tram tracks. Buses and cars share the road. Old heritage facades stand next to post-war and newer buildings. You approach St Kilda Junction's tram stop. Now, you will notice a noisy, cramped platform wedged between traffic lanes. Cracked pavement, faded signage and worn shelters give it a bit of a tired feel. Traffic noise is constant. Engines, horns and the hiss of tram brakes. Then the tram runs along a very pleasant green belt of St Kilda Road, which continues to the Melbourne CBD. We're going back on the Sandringham Line now, heading towards South Yarra. Overhead, the tram wire system transitions to the heavier wires used for suburban trains. Pausing briefly at the interchange of South Yarra, the station has two island platforms serving the Sandringham and Frankston line. Access is via the concourse at street level via fairly steep ramps. Pedestrian crossings and cycle paths feed into the station from nearby Toorak Road and the local shopping strip. As you cross over the Yarra River, you travel past one of my favourite areas where you see Victorian-era industry of the past, like the old Redhead Matches factory. Approaching Richmond, the surroundings change into a large rail interchange. Richmond is an important transfer point with multiple platforms and tracks on a long staggered viaduct. The station serves several lines: Frankston, Sandringham, Glen Waverley, via connections at Richmond, and the eastern suburban groups towards the city. Stairs and lifts connect the elevated platforms to street level, exits on Swan Street and adjacent roads. Busy pedestrian flows always move between platforms. Trains arrive and depart in quick succession, with short turnarounds, and many passengers transferring between services. The Melbourne skyline is about to disappear as the train enters the tunnel. Before arriving at platform 13, intermittent neon strobes through the window. Noise becomes concentrated. Continuous wheel and rail noise, air displacement, and brake systems. We arrive at platform 13, called a dead-end platform, where the tracks terminate abruptly against heavy steel friction buffers. It is the southernmost platform in the station, located directly alongside the Yarra River. I've always found this platform rather mysterious, and one day I'm probably going to do a story about it with a little bit more information. Upon exiting Flinders Street Station, pedestrians cross Swanston Street toward the tram stops on the median. Some walk northwest into the CBD, others queue for trams that run south along St Kilda Rd. Tram stops now have raised platforms and real-time information. During peak times, services run very frequently with regular intervals. The tram continues to the Arts Precinct. This includes Hamer Hall and the National Arts Gallery of Victoria, also known as the NGV. This is a beautiful part of St Kilda Road with the Queen Victoria Gardens opposite. A very common mistake by travellers unfamiliar with Melbourne's tram routes is accidentally boarding the number 1 tram. This will turn right, and for the most part the tram driver will tell the passengers this. Otherwise, the voice tram GPS will do so. In so doing, there is usually a panic rush of passengers dismounting the tram just in time. This is probably one of the most beautiful tram rides in this section as you travel through this stunning green avenue. In the late afternoons, the sun shines through the trees, throwing dappled light into the interior of the tram. And for some, this can be experienced as a very peaceful end to what has been a very stressful working day. As the tram nears Anzac Station, we pass the King's Domain Gardens where the Shrine of Remembrance is located. And so we arrive at the station outbound via tram from the CBD. And this is the view from the 67 tram, city-bound, as we arrive at Anzac Station. The ironing board shape of the station's roof entrance has a waffle-like geometric design. Some observers have dubbed it a timber potato chip, which in my opinion is going a little bit far. Going down the first escalator to the concourse, there is an abundance of natural light as you travel past two massive green supports. Beneath the timber canopy, skylights along its spine and glazed circular shafts draw daylight deep into the station. The second set of steep escalators takes you to the subterranean, but despite the depth, it feels light and airy, unlike platform 13 at Flinders Street. When you reach the bottom and the train platform, you will notice First Nations artist Marie Clark's tracks, which is embedded directly into the floor surface. So, back up the escalator to the concourse, and passing underneath those wonderful circular light shafts, I'm now going to take exit 4 to Domain Road. This exit will give you direct access to the War Memorial Gardens, and further up Domain Road there is the Royal Botanical Gardens, about a 10 to 15 minute walk, depending how fit you are. As you enter the gardens, you come across a statue which is quite emotional. It's called Cobbers. Walking through the shade of the trees, you come across the back of the Shrine of Remembrance. To me, it's always looked like a Mayan temple. If you have enjoyed this video, like and also subscribe, as many more videos are in the works. Also, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. See you next time.